Hey everyone, it's Aries. Um, I was just coming to y'all with a review for episode number 2 of Once Upon a Time, titled The Price, season 5, episode 2. All right. Um, I'm probably going to be jumping around while I'm doing this, but other than that, beginning we start off with Doors basically speeding off in the van, trying to leave Storybrooke. They get to the border and try to decide which one is going to cross the border to see what this new curse is about. In my opinion, Dopey kind of got thrown to the wolves. So Dopey gets picked. He walks across the border. Nothing happens. But then the Storybrooke crew try to stop him. But he walks across the border anyway. And as the other doors were trying to walk across, Dopey turns into a tree. And then everyone's like, well, that's new. So then we go back to Camelot, where everybody basically enters the castle in Camelot, introduced to Arthur's wife. And Hook just can't wait because he wants to basically find Merlin to get the darkness out of Emma. So he asks Arthur, when can they start searching? And Arthur is like, oh, there's no need to search. And they find out that Merlin has been jailed in a tree. Funny. And so basically, like I said in the previous one, they said that the savior is supposed to free Merlin from the tree. So Arthur asks who the savior is. Before Swan could say anything, Regina claims that she is the savior. The savior. We all know Regina is not the savior. She was the evil queen, but she decides to step up and basically just says to say that she's the savior. Basically, let me go back into Storybrooke. Storybrooke, back in Storybrooke, we have Henry talking to Emma. He kind of summons her and talks to her and, wants to know what happened. And, but she basically tells him, you did not, what's the word? You did not. Basically, you didn't do anything wrong. Everybody else did. So she's not mad with Henry. She's basically mad with everybody else because I think they did something wrong with her in Camelot, which we will find out through the remaining episodes what really went down. And then Regina shows up and talks about step away from my son. And there was Regina, her have a little tiff about, why do you do this? I learned from you. And the one thing to, to break this curse is that you need a savior, which we don't have. And that something is coming that only a savior can take care of. And then we leave from there. And we go back. Basically, we're back and forth into Camelot in this episode. Then we go back to Camelot, where basically we're in the Merlin's tower, trying to figure out why Merlin, trying to find out what can we do to get Merlin out this tree. Emma's like, why did you say you were the savior? All this and that to Regina. And, Regina has the dagger, the dark one, so, she can basically control her. And, she's kind of liking that a little bit because she kind of controlled her a little bit, made her shut up, made her say thank you to her. But other than that, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Then we come back to Storybrooke and we find out that the Storybrooke gang is not the only one in Storybrooke. We find out that King Arthur and his court, plus some of his people in his castle in his village are in Storybrooke were brought to Storybrooke as well, but no one knows what happened in Camelot because Emma erased the last 6 weeks of their memories in Camelot. So no one knows what happened to Camelot. But we're going to find out, like I said, within the future episodes. No one knows what happened in Camelot, and they go and try to, gather up everyone from Camelot, and they do. And, Arthur is reunited with his wife. They find out that, we found out Excalibur is gone. And as we are in the camp, we find out what that thing is that only a savior can take care of. It's a fury, and it comes and takes Robin Hood. Now they go chasing after this thing, and Regina, she's not having it because you are going after her love, and tries to fight this fury but does not win. Back in Camelot, we see a knight, give Regina a necklace, and we, have like a lot of sentimental things going on in Camelot. Emma and Snow's first ball together, and then we have Regina who's like, I'm not going because she can't dance. So Prince Charming and Snow teach her how to dance, and we find out that the necklace that Regina was given is basically a spy device, because the night they gave it to her, is spying on her and finds out what's going on. So we come back to Storybrooke, and now about Emma and Hook. Basically, Hook, he wants to know why the True Love's kiss didn't work on Belle and Rumple. Well, she basically told him that he basically pulled apart from me, and his power won. So of course their true love is not really there anymore. That she basically has to regain it, something like that. So Hook, will start rolling in his head. Okay, me and Emma are in love. Maybe I can kiss her, and this thing will disappear. So he goes to basically see where she is, sort of summons her. She takes her to her house, because she still loves him and wants to be with him. And we see, he kisses her, and he's like, it didn't work. And she's like, oh, you've been talking to Belle. And she's like, there's nothing wrong with me. This is me. I am the Dark One. And Hook is not having that, so he basically leaves. Back in Camelot, we're at the ball, and everybody's introduced, and everybody starts to dance. Hook and Emma, Snow and Prince Charming, and Regina and Robin, and Prince and Snow see that Henry is having a little crush on a girl there, so they, try to hook it up, which it does hook up. And him and the girl hit it off, and they start listening to MP3. Then here come that shady knight that gave Regina the necklace and wants to dance with her, and basically tells her a story. Comes to find out that this boy is basically from the Enchanted Forest, where when Regina was the evil queen, basically destroyed his village, and he's out for revenge. So he tries to kill her, but doesn't kill her because Robin jumps in, ends up getting stabbed, and then Prince Charming ends up killing the knight. Now, when we get back to Storybrooke, we're still dealing with this fury. And I skipped a part, but Emma and Regina have another conversation about telling Emma to send that thing back, and Emma's like, I'm not the one who who brought that thing in here, who brought the thing here. I'm not the one who didn't pay the price, basically, and that's why it's here. It's because a fury comes to take a life for life. Because I'll discuss that later and right now. So with Robin being stabbed, he's basically on the table dying, and Regina, she tries to save him, but she can't because she finds out that the sword that the knight was using was basically enchanted to kill her, so her magic will not work on Robin. So she asks Emma to use her magic to heal Robin. Emma's like, they're like, no, we don't want her to do it because we don't want her to succumb to the darkness. Well, they go back and forth about this, but Emma, she does it anyway. She saves Robin's life. Even though he basically died on the table, she basically brought him back to life. And, and basically that was reason why the Fury came, because Emma saved Robin's life for Regina, but the price was not paid. Then, Emma leaves because, she feels a little faint, but really she doesn't. Then the voice in her head, her spiritual guide, I would say, Rumple, appears and basically shows her, you're turning into the Dark One, because her hand is covered, the pill with that gold in it, like Rumple's skin. And she's like, it's not happening. Then come on further into Storybrooke, we have hold on. Oh, another thing. I missed why Hook was with Emma. He noticed this locked door in her house, and he was going to go to it, but Emma stopped him with a drink. Now, fast forward. Back in Storybrooke, they're trying to basically find the Fury and stop it. And, oh, I forgot. Regina, she went to go visit Rumple, who is, and basically in a coma, and basically tells him, you made me like this. You have them believing, I can't be the savior and this and that and this and that. And that's when they found out, it was a Fury. Fast forward. Now they're basically after the Fury trying to get Robin back. And here comes Regina. She basically tells the Fury, take me instead. And as the Fury is trying to take her, everyone else grabs on, talking about, you're not going to do this alone. And all the gang that is there, which is Prince Charming, Snow, Grumpy, I think it was someone else. They all hold hands with her, and that's too much for the Fury, and the Fury is destroyed. And the guy that comes to take them back to wherever they were going disappears. And then Regina basically gets hope to, basically saying that, okay, I can't be the savior. She gets that hope that she needs. Then back in Storybrooke, everybody's celebrating the doors, except for Dopey. And then, we have Sneezy, who is turned into stone. Everyone's at Granny's restaurant, just chilling and whatever. Since, everyone's memories are erased, Henry and that girl meet again by the jukebox and have a moment. And then we have, Regina turns Sneezy back to his regular form and out of stone. And we have Swan standing across the street looking at everyone. Looks like she was going to go in and join. but she ends up going home by herself. And then we find out what Excalibur is. And so we find out what Excalibur is. Excalibur is at Emma Swan's home and behind that locked door in the basement. So she goes into that locked door, behind that locked door, and she basically knows that the dagger is the other part of Excalibur. Because basically her spirit guide is telling her this. And she tries to pull Excalibur out and it repels her. And he's basically telling her, there's a price you have to pay. Are you ready to pay that price? So, note the name of the episode, The Price. And basically that was the end. I know I probably missed a couple of things because I watched the episode and I went to go rewatch it. But other than that, my internet started freezing. But other than that, this was a good episode. I can't wait for the next one. Like I said, I've always been a fan of the Once Upon a Time series. From the beginning, even watched the Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. That was good. I wonder if they're going to do any other Once Upon a Times in other stories. Hey, what about Once Upon a Time Aladdin? Or since we're into the Disney thing now, because I've seen we're doing a lot of Disney. What about Once Upon a Time? Y'all never really did. Y'all did Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, and we stepped into Oz a little bit. But why not do Once Upon a Time Oz? Go from there. Since the Wicked Witch is no longer there, that would be a good scene. To do a Once Upon a Time Oz. Without the evil queen, without the Wicked Witch being there, and see what's going on. Because, of course, once an evil leaves, another evil comes. So, other than that, I liked this episode, and that was basically my review on the Price from Once Upon a Time, Season 5, Episode 2. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. And alright, peace.